So, the Conan guide, right? I may be a little late to this, but not as late as I was with Ghostface. So Conan and Shujinko, right? They are probably. I really believe that Shujinko is his best team when it comes to damage. All right, when it comes to like cheeky like throw combos and stuff like that. Obviously, yeah, no, you want to pick someone else. But like you know, freaking damage wise, you can clear like 45% every touch with Shujinko, as well as you could probably nearly 50% if you do it optimally. It's actually crazy how much damage you can get with this team, and there's a ton of different routes you can take that all do a really good amount of damage. Obviously, there's the most optimal routes, but let's just get into the tutorial. Let's start off with some basics and get into it, shall we? Let's go. Again, with tutorial videos, if you just want to skip to like just the combos, I'm gonna have a time frame here. Just skip to that if you don't really care for the explanations. Anyway, let's move on. So we're gonna start off with just the normal things, obviously. So any sort of open up, right, that you do, like whether it's 2-2 or for 90% of the time it's gonna be forward 2-2 forward 2-1-1. That's gonna be like your main opener because the range is so long on that. So let's say you get like a basic hit, you're pretty much just gonna go any hit into crumple stun, right? And this crumple stun allows you to get a charge up back 2. And you do not, however, need to charge it up all the way to get a pop-up. You can just charge it up a little bit, and then you can get a jump in. And this is basically going to be your ender for, like, every combo, pretty much. If you get into a crumple stun, any hit into a crumple stun, you can do that. Back 2, jump that, and that's going to be your combo, right? You're just doing a jump, 1, 2, 3, down back 2, because the special cancel into that is easy to get. And then just 2-2. You can end it in just a restand if you want to. But you can just end it in a 2-2. You don't have to do anything after that. And then you have frame advantage at this point. You can do whatever you want. So that's basically what you want to do there. If you happen to land a 3-3-4, I commend you if you land that raw in a game, because the startup is 22 frames. Trying to punish with that is absolutely insanely hard to do, because it's so slow. But if you happen to land it, well, you're going to see something like this a lot. You're going to do a standing 3 in the down back 2, in the 2-2 crumple stun, and then you're pretty much going to try and do the exact same combo again. And you get 46% for that. Now that combo is pretty much going to be the basis for like any pop-up, like with move steal, Shujinko. You're pretty much just going to do stand 3 the down back 2, 2-2, crumple stun, and then like this is like your ender for like pretty much everything, right? Now if you're in the corner, this isn't optimal to do in the corner, I will say. It actually is more optimal just to do 2-2. But sometimes 2-2 can drop at the corner and I just do back 1-2. It does slightly less, but it's a lot more consistent because 2-2 can drop pretty easily in the corner, especially after a lot of gravity has been used. So if you're having trouble landing the 2-2 into this with the ender, you could just go for this in the corner and it'll land like 100% of the time. I've never had that drop in the corner. So before we get on the move steals though, pretty much how I want to kind of explain this, right, is any sort of like pop-up or like gravity, that uses 1 hit of gravity, right? And this is going to use 1, 2 more hits of gravity, 3 into restand. So you have 3 hits of gravity before you can do a crumple stun into like one of these as an ender, right? Because if you use any more hits of gravity after that, then it's actually not going to be able to, like, you can't land that. Like if I did this, right? A lot of Conan players know how to do this. You can spin a bar. Hold on, let me try that again. I haven't done this combo in a while, but like this, right? You cannot get this. Like it's going to drop. So you have a total of, what was it? 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have a total of 4 hits of gravity, unless you don't count this hit. Of like 1, 2, 3. Pretty much have 3 hits while they're juggled in the air before you can get a crumple stun, and then you can get that back into this as an ender. So that's how that works. So if you use something like Antiair, right? Let's have them jump. Right, let's have them jump a little bit. So you anti-air them like that. You didn't use that many hit of gravity, so you can just do this. If you really want to get technical with it, you can even do this. Standing 3 or standing 4. And then you can like fully just do that if you anti-air them. Like that, you still have enough gravity to land that. And that's a 44% anti-air right there, if you happen to land that. Or you can just do one of these raw if you think they're going to jump. Like, there's so many ways to do this, but as long as you know that it takes, like, you have about 3 hits of juggle, right, before you can't land that crumple stun anymore. After, like, something, you can't land this after more than 3 hits of juggle. Otherwise, if you did hit more than 3 hits of juggle, the best way you can really end it, right, would kind of just be back 2 and the 2-2 dive, down back 1. So if you did do like a lot of hits of gravity, something like this, you could do back 2 and then jump 2-2 and then down back 1 and just get your little ender there. But that's like if you land a lot of hits of gravity. I'm just trying to explain how that works so that moving forward I don't have to keep explaining that, because that's kind of how I'm able to land these really big damaging combos. And one more thing before we get to move stealing, that is it's not easy. Like, this actually took me a long time to learn. I might even, oh my god, I might even drop it right now if I get this 2-2 crumple stun again, because this, like, getting the timing on this. Okay, I did drop it. But the timing to get that back 2 and the jump 1, 2, 3 is actually really tough. Definitely practice that a lot before you go in games with it. It's not the easiest to land. The timing on it is very tight. You have to be precise with it. I've gotten actually really good at it, so it is proof that you can land it a lot. Anyway, we're going to move on to move stealing finally. Let's get on with it. Alright, move stealing. If you remember this, it's basically going to be the same thing. Any string, standing 3, and then, yep, it's going to be the same thing. Yep, that did 50%. That did 50% for no bar, and that was not... I mean, it's kind of difficult to get that timing on there. There's a few different routes you can take, right? You can do something like... If it pops them up high enough, I think Mileena's is just enough not to be able to. Never mind, you can. It's a lot easier to land if you're having a lot of trouble with it. It still does 44%. Another route you can take, obviously, is going to be you can just do 2-2 into a crumple stun, and then you can get that ender really easily. It still does 46%. That's awesome. Thing, especially with Mileena and actually a lot of other move steals, you can actually, like, if Shujinko's like halfway charged right now, and then like you land a hit and a crumple stun, and then usually how I am going to charge Shujinko, right? Let's just move him halfway. If you do like a crumple stun, right? In the middle of this back 2, you can press RB. You can actually get a move steal after that, and just get an extra little extension there. So something like that is pretty good with like Shujinko move stealing with Conan because of the restand. The restand makes Shujinko really good with Conan because you can restand him into like another kind of like combo extension with Shujinko, which also makes 2-bar or 2 cameo steal combos possible with him. Another thing, you can also just do like the normal, if you want to spend a bar because you can't get that other combo down at all, you can just spend a bar like that. And just do 2-2 ender, and you're still getting 50% for that. Like, you don't need to learn the optimal. If you wanted to spend a bar and get 50% easily like that is not hard to land. Like, you can do this pretty easily. Like that. This is a less optimal string. Oh wait, I didn't spend a bar. Hold on. But yeah, you can spend a bar instead of, you know, spending an actual, like, doing the optimal version of it. And it's still really good. I just like doing these combos. I'm not gonna lie, they're really fun. Like for a 4-2-1-1, that did 49% because yeah, scaling on this is a little worse than doing a 2-2. 2-2 is definitely going to be your most optimal like starter, your punish starter that you want to try and do. But obviously 4-2-1-1 is just too good not to do all the time because the advancing bit is crazy. I know there's a lot of explaining right now, but that's, you know, that's why you're here, right? You're here to hear me explain all this crap first before, you know, just getting in there raw, no rubber like that. One thing though, I will say, the reason you don't really want to do this after a move steal is mainly because it doesn't do as much damage as like an easier one. Like that did 44, which is a lot of damage. Or if I did something like this instead, or even if I did something like this, like the simplest one, the easiest one to land, it still does more. Yeah, that still did 46, and that was like the easiest kind of version of that I could do. So that's like, yeah, getting a jump in after a move steal for something like this is never really the way you want to go. You kind of want to save that for like the end. Like, kind of, yeah, you want to save it for after the crumple stun is like going to be the best way you can do it. Like, that's going to be your best ender. But yeah, quick explanation on that. I think we're ready to move on to the next move steal, shall we? Moving on to the restand ones. All right, now this is where you're going to get some fun stuff to do, all right? So, obviously, when you do a restand, the best thing you can pretty much do is just going to be a forward 3-3-4, and then doing like that other forward 3-3-4 combo I showed off in the beginning. There's a really cool one that I want to show off later, but let's just show off what like a normal kind of restand move steal would just look like. So I guess I did back 1-2 because it was slightly easier to do in the corner. I always do that in the corner. It's kind of muscle memory at this point, but yeah, if you're like far left screen, then you might want to do standing 2-2 because you can't actually do it mid screen. You can only do that in the corner. But yeah, that was a lot of damage. That was an absolute lot of damage. And you know what? You can in fact get more damage with this. And with Homelander specifically, I'm gonna put myself on the left so that I can show it off in its fullest potential. Yep, 59%. That was 0 bar. All right, that was you. You could actually, at the very end of it, you could also just do one of these. I didn't because I kind of sucked canceling, even though I got it right there. But like, you could even get like you could probably reach pretty much 60% if you wanted to get that cancel, and maybe even spend 2 bars. I don't know why you'd want to be honest, but you could. But yeah, that's the restands for you. You can do that with any restand too, like Quan Chi, even like Takeda, and we're gonna show off Takeda later. But yeah, you can do it with any restand, Sub-Zero, all of them. Except for the other ones that you can't actually do 2 restands with, like Scorpion, Cyrax is another one you can't do 2 restands with. Some of them you just can't do 2 restands in one. It kind of sucks. Whatever it is what it is. Thing with Homelander, if you happen to have like one of these, you could use this stance, right? Pretty much the only string that pops him up is 1-1-2, and you can in fact do that for a combo as well. I just messed it up, but if you time it correctly. Doinkus. Then get your render. For a solid 41% with a 1-1-2 right there. I mean, you can also, if you land on the other hit, you can just do down back 2. Sorry, down forward 2. I don't know why I had that mixed up. Yep, and that does even more. Yep, it's sick. I like it. I love it a lot. You can do. I've tried to do like the throw combos. I cannot do throw combos. You can't do throw combos with it. I've tried. I've really tried. It's unfortunate, but pretty much anything that pops them up like this or this, you can get a combo with one of these. And I love doing these combos. They're so fun. It's like a completely different cameo when you have that move steal. I love it. It's fantastic. Anyway, I think we're done with Homelander. Let's move on. Okay, so Ghostface, right? We're kind of done with, like, pop-ups and restands already. Like, we already got the basic, like, Shujinko move steal stuff down. We're going to move on to some unique stuff already. And Ghostface has a really unique one that you can do. It's only in the corner, though. I will say you can only do this stuff in the corner. And I don't think I've actually showed this off in some of my other tutorial videos, but with the Ghostface one, right? You do down, back, down. If you do a forward throw, you can get a throw combo with this, and then you can just do an entire combo after this. And you get a pretty decent amount of damage for, you know, a throw combo. I kind of dropped it at the end there, but I already did 18%, and I wasn't even done with it. Hold on, let me show off an actual throw combo. Yeah, you can get a solid 22% throw combo right there if you wanted to. If you really wanted to be out there about it, you could charge Shujinko, because also his down forward down also restands him. And you can do something like this as an ender. If I can get it. And then, like, because that hit normally would, like, knock him down, right? But I'm doing a special move right there. So that instead of knocking down, I actually just pop him up with a special move, which, you know, pretty sick. So you can get even more with it if you wanted to. Like, it's kind of cool, but the best way to kind of use it in the corner on combo, at least, is going to be something like this. Yep, a solid 56% right there. That's pretty awesome. There's, of course, other ways you could optimize this. If you end it in a 2-2, with landing a 2-2 in the corner as at the very end is already kind of hard enough. But if you do land it and you have a fully charged Shujinko, you could just go for one of these and then have even more damage at the end of it. But, I mean, you're already doing 50-some% and your Shujinko's probably already fully charged at the end of it, so why not just, you know, use them for pressure at that point anyway. But that's the best I can come up with Ghostface, so let's move on. You might think getting the restand first would actually be, like, better for you. Because then you can just go into, like, one of these, and a double move steal combo would still get you a lot of damage. However, I've actually found out that doing this first, and then the ground pound second, is actually the best way to go when it comes to damage, and it's not that hard either, actually. I mean, probably because it pops it up so much, and you have all the free time in the world to do standing 3 to down back 2. But hold on. Let me show you how much damage it does, alright? Oh, 54% combo for no bar. Now, I will say, timing it can be a little tight. That Shujinko charge does kind of charge at the very end, so if you miss it, so if you, like, maybe you send Shujinko out a little too late or something like that, it could possibly just, might not be able to get this at the very end. Also, same thing, you could just go for cancel if you're really good at that. I am not the best at cancel, so you can get a solid, like, maybe 10% more, or, like, 10 damage more if you can get that cancel. Alright, Smoke. Why are we talking about Smoke? And that's because, his move steal is too fast for his forward 3-3-4. Now, his forward 3 has a 22 frame startup, right? And this gives me 21 frames of hit advantage, meaning this is 1 frame off from being possible. Like, you cannot do... That does not combo. So, normally, like with most other characters, you can actually combo with this into a full combo, but the most you can actually get with this is kind of just doing another 2-2 in the crumple stud. And then, you know, charge them up. So you're getting like 46% if you land a 2-2. It's not the greatest. So it kind of sucks that you can't land that forward 3. However, you know, if you land, you can also do it at the very end as well. You get damage that way. It kind of sucks. It's not the greatest with Conan, because this forward 3-3 can't really be hit after your invisibility. So it's something you just kind of have to be aware of. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about with Smoke. Alright, so Conan mirror match, right? This is also one of those situations where it's pretty bad. So the two like biggest things you can really steal are going to be this move and then this move. And unfortunately, this move has terrible damage scaling, so I can do a combo with it. But well, here's the thing. The damage scaling, I got 41% for that. 41. Yes, that is more damage than just doing this, but you could also, right, there is a better way to actually use this, and it's at the very end of the combo. Well, I messed it up, but you have to do... Okay, this one is actually really specific, right? You have to land... You have to land a jump in 1-2 into dive kick. And even then, I dropped it. This move steal is not great. I think it works way easier in the corner, if you can land it in the corner. So, yeah, this move steal is just not great. 42, god, that damage sucks. I forgot how much this damage sucked. You might also think, like, why can't you do, like, The other, I mean, you could. It works. However, it doesn't really do that much more damage. It really doesn't. Like, it just doesn't do that much more damage. Did I even do that? I don't know. But yeah, the move steals kind of suck. This does what? 384, and if I do the move steal version of it, 384. They do the exact same amount of damage. It's not great. The damage isn't good with a Conan move steal. Honestly, if you already play like Conan with another cameo, if you're mirror matching a Conan, it's probably not even worth it. Like, you might as well go another cameo. The move stealing is really bad. Reiko. I know I'm on a track of, you know, kind of poor move steals with Conan, and this is a really good move steal on its own. Like, on its own, it's a really good move steal. You can get like combos from it and stuff like that. Get extensions with a throw. It's an awesome move steal. But with Conan, it's not that great. See, ideally, I'd like to get a 2-2 and a crumple stun, but Shujinko isn't ready yet to do a crumple stun after that, so the only way you can actually do it is if you spend bar on this, and then you get a crumple stun, and then you can kind of do like your full ender. And that does 42%. It's not bad for 2 bars, and God knows you're not going to be able to get a freaking one of these after that. Like, you are definitely not going to be able to get a down back 2 after one of these. It just isn't going to happen. So the meterless way that I found out is going to be a back 2-2, a back 1-2, and the 2-2 crumple stun, and then you just kind of end it with a 2-2 dive. And you get 34% for it. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. If you spend 2 bars on it, yeah, you can get 42% for it. It's a lot better. But, you know, for a throw, I mean, if it's going to end it, it's going to end it. But yeah, this is one of those that kind of, like, isn't the greatest because, yeah, you can't really get a crumple stun quickly because he takes so long to recover. Like, getting a crumple stun right there would have been perfect. But you can't. Alright, finally moving on to Geras. And Geras is... There's a few different things you can do with Geras. Some of them a lot harder than others, but let me try and show off some of the easier ways you could do it. So obviously he has this move. You can just do a 4-3-3-4 and get like your normal kind of combo at this point. And on its own, it does a really good amount of damage. Like, I didn't even have like a start. I did 42% with just this. I didn't even have a starter, so that usually does like a lot more damage. Alright, but there's also a few other ways you could do. Right, you can do 1-1-4. And this does a little bit more damage. Not a lot more. A little bit more. Yeah, 412. What, the other one did 420? Actually, wait. I had that mixed up. The 1-1-4 actually did slightly less damage, but I think the thing about this is that you can actually land it like that. Yeah, you can land multiple hits with it. That 1-1-2 is actually really quick. And, okay, look, okay, I finally dropped it. I finally dropped that. See? That timing can't be tough. Anyway, there's actually, the most optimal way I was able to find this is going to be with standing 4 into 1-1-2, and then land it. It's not the easiest to land, but you can do it. It is pretty difficult, so give me a second, and I'm going to show it out for you. Okay, I actually did it the very next try, so maybe it wasn't actually that bad. That's only 52%. That's really good. God damn. So that is the most optimal way you can do it. Second most is, I think, 1 and a 1-1-4. And then you kind of do like a normal combo at that point. The easiest way is obviously going to be forward 3-3-4. And then you kind of just have a pop-up at that point. So try to just get a pop-up after this Geras. And then into, like, standing 3, down back 2. And then it's just a normal pop-up at that point. Alright, one more thing I want to talk about with Geras is you can do a half a meter one with like this pretty easily. Like, you just do back cameo into it and do a normal one. You don't have to aim it at all. You just do down forward and it just lands. But you have to do a back cameo. So his mid pushes him further away than his punch that he does. So when you do back cameo, he does a kick and it pushes him really far away, which is why that's able to like work. So you can do it with any string, pretty much. And then you can just get like a full combo. It doesn't do as much damage as the other one, but I mean, it still does a decent amount of damage if you only have half. But yes, in closing, move steal, you can do like a forward 3-3-4, or you can do like a 1 and the 1-1-4, 1-1-2, and then you can get pop up with that way, or most optimally standing 4 into that. Those are the pop-up options you have. Do whichever one you want, or you could just be even more cheeky here and just do one of these. I'd say that's actually the easiest way to go, to be honest. I mean, that's pretty much just a normal pop-up. You're still getting like nearly 50% damage for that. Like, it's still really crazy, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, we're moving on from Geras. Alright, moving on to Takeda finally. And Takeda's actually really good at the move steal because you can actually combo with his shuriken mid-screen with his 2-2. And the reason why that's so freaking good is because you can also end a combo in 2-2. And then just like that is a full possible combo you can do, alright? It's completely insane. So if you like get one of these, right, and then charge up Shujinko in the middle of it, you can have one by the time this happens. And then like have them charge, you get 44% for that, and that you can start out like with an empty Shujinko as well. Like it is, you can start out empty, right? Back to charge up, uncall him, and then it's completely possible. It is very completely possible. So you know, awesome move steal. This for some reason just works, and I love that it works. If you've seen any of my Conan videos, you've probably seen me do that a lot. Now, I will say in the corner, right? You've never seen me do this in a video because this is impossible. It's not impossible, but it's very hard to do. You can actually get... Yep, I got it first try. Oh, what do you know? But you can get a... You can get a forward 3-3-4 there. I only did it once and I got 55%. But the reason why this is so hard, I don't think I'm gonna land. I didn't land it again. The reason why this is so hard is because look, if you look at the frames, right? I have 23 frames of hit advantage, and this startup is 22 frames. So that means you have a window of 1 frame to actually do this forward 3-3-4, and if you delay it at all, it will drop. I'm actually super surprised I got that first try. So this is possible. Like, you can land that. I did it very first try, but now I'm not going to be able to land it again because it's incredibly hard to do. The timing on it is unbelievably brutal and unforgiving. But you can do it. And actually, most optimally, if you want to do, like, really optimal, if you land, like, something like this into it, doing a back 3 into another one is actually the most optimal to do because the back 3 is, like, his big kind of kick. And you charge him up again. And just end it like that. And that did over 60%. My god. So yeah, his back 3 is actually... It does 70 damage on its own. Which is not as much as 2-2. But because it's one hit, the damage scales a lot better. So obviously you want to go for the big kind of knee kick instead. So tidbit for you there, if you're in the corner. The back 3 only does work in the corner as well. So this, like the back... Yeah, you can only do back 3 into it. If you really want to. I really want to try and get a 3 knee one. There we go. How much does this do? Because not even I know, obviously. Yeah, that does 67%. My god, that is so much damage. But yeah, not too complicated with Takeda. Anywhere on the screen, pretty much. You can land 2-2. You can get one of these. It also works with 1-1, but then you want to go into another 2-2 right after that. And then it also works with, yeah, forward 2-1, but not forward 2-1-1 though. It pushes them too far away. You can't do anything with that. You can only just forward 2-1. And then you can land it like that. So that's the best ways to steal with Takeda. Especially on block too. Like you can mix them up with this. And, you know, landing this on block, pretty easy to get a 2-2. And then just get a full combo at that point. It's super easy. I did Takeda move steals have always just they're always gonna be so good. All right, they're always gonna be fan freaking tastic. And that I think is actually gonna do it, isn't it? That's all the move steal. That's all the unique move steals and stuff I can share with you guys. Let's move on to the outro then. I think that's going to do it for this video, though, guys. I really hope you learned something new, and hopefully you try out some Conan Shujinko if you play Conan. And, I mean, you probably already clicked this because you were curious about, Conan Shujinko. It's a weird team. Shujinko's a weird cameo, and I know, he's complicated. But the more you play Shujinko, the better you get with him, alright? Trust me, I started out with Omni-Man Shujinko, and it was difficult as hell. I can go on a rant about how Shujinko is amazing, but just try the team. Hope you enjoy the video, and I will see ya in the next one. See ya.